Hello friends, welcome to the platform of Darshanik. This is Akshay Kadam. So guys, today on this platform of Darshanik, I am going to discuss with you one important topic from ancient Indian history and also known as proto-history. Okay, so in this topic guys, whatever I am going to discuss with you is of great use for your prelims part of history, especially ancient history. Okay, so in this topic guys, today I am going to discuss with you the phases of the Stone Ages. Okay, so you all must have began your study of ancient Indian history or also proto-history with these phases of Stone Ages. So basically guys, history is a part where you have the recorded evidences, something written in the form of Vedic literature, etc. But where the part of history where there are no recorded evidences, but most of the evidences are archaeological in nature, okay, then that part of history is called proto-history. So most of the Stone Ages are under the part of this proto-history. So guys, in Stone Ages, we all know there are three important phases, that is Old Stone Age, Paleolithic, Middle Stone Age, Neolithic, Mesolithic, and New Stone Age, Neolithic. Now there is no clear-cut time that is to demarcate or separate these phases, but generally Paleolithic we assume to have ended around 10,000 BC. Mesolithic starts from 10,000 to 5,000 BC, and 5,000 BC onwards we call New Stone Age or Neolithic phase. Now this Neolithic phase is called guys Neolithic Revolution. Okay, so there are four revolutions in mankind's history. Okay, first is this Neolithic Revolution of a New Stone Age, that is Agriculture Revolution. Then second is called Industrial Revolution. Okay, that we will study in World History part. Then we have Computer and IT Revolution. Okay, and then fourth revolution that we are now undergoing is a AI, Artificial Intelligence or AI ka revolution. Now why this? They are called revolutions, is a separate part, but why this Neolithic revolution or agricultural revolution is called revolution, that I will explain you how it suddenly drastically changed the way mankind used to live, the way mankind used to do its business, okay, or general affairs. Now coming back to this Stone Ages guys, you must have studied Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic mein what are the differences, that Paleolithic mein stone tools were of different type, Neolithic mein stone tools were polished, refined, etc. Okay, and then in Paleolithic guys also Stone Ages mein there are three subdivisions, that is Lower Paleolithic, Middle Paleolithic and Upper Paleolithic. So lower, middle, upper Paleolithic. What are the differences? How these three phases are separated? Okay, that is a very important part of the history, and that I am going to explain you, because mostly UPSC nowadays is asking conceptual question, understanding based question, na ki what are difference between Paleolithic, Mesolithic, etc. Okay, like tools difference, etc. But what was exactly changed that we created these phases? Okay, now guys, just to begin with, this Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, whatever phases we divide, okay, basically Paleolithic is a time paleoclimate where we have the ice ages, and mostly humans used to use the stone tools, and that's why it is called Paleolithic, stone, and paleo related to ice. So when last ice age ended, we call it a end of the Paleolithic time period. Then began your Mesolithic, where ice age has ended and there has been changes. Earth is coming out of the ice age, and that period is called Mesolithic. And during this time period, when humans learn to do agriculture and they become settled agriculturalists, we called it Neolithic. This much basic you must have studied. Now here I am going to explain you this concept at much better level, higher level. But before that, remember guys, this division of Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic is in history, but the same division appears in geography. Okay, so in geography, Paleolithic time period is called Pleistocene, and Mesolithic and Neolithic are Holocene. Okay, because ice age, when it ended, okay, then that is marked in geography with the Pleistocene time period, and the Mesolithic, Neolithic, the beginning started, they marked as a Holocene. In history we just call it Paleolithic and Meso-Neolithic. Okay, so guys, and later on these time phases may we make further additions, like stone ages ke baad Copperlithic, that is Chalcolithic age, Iron Age, and so on. Okay, but now I will stick to the Stone Ages. So guys, before understanding this Paleolithic core difference, okay, I wanted to discuss with you one chart Now this chart is of great importance, understanding. Now this chart is from geography actually. Okay, so in your GC Leong geography books you have a topic of world climatic types, and in world climatic types you must have studied this chart of the geography, that is hot wet equatorial regions. So second half of GC Leong books start with the world climatic types, and in that book, in world climatic types, okay, you have this chart, and first climate this chart represent is hot wet equatorial climate. So wherever there is an equator on a earth, obviously on equator there is a lot of sunlight, and because of there is a lot of sunlight there will be a lot of evaporation, and when there will be a lot of evaporation, automatically there will be, due to evaporation, a lot of convectional currents, clouds will form, and there will be rainfall. So in all those equatorial regions, okay, where there is a nearby ocean body, you will have hell lot of rainfall. Okay, we also call it as 4 o'clock shower. Every day there will be rainfall. Throughout year there will be rainfall. There is no dry season is a characteristic feature. And because there is a rainfall, there is a heavy rainfall all the time, because sun will be on equator twice, then it will go up to Cancer, then it will come down to Capricorn. So this region will always receive lot of heat, and there will be lot of rainfall. So from any region on earth where there is a equator, there will be a heavy rainfall, there is a heavy rainfall, and we find a very dense rainforest, evergreen rainforest, and they are the tallest trees in the world, densest vegetation, tallest vegetation in the world, you will find in this equatorial evergreen rainforest. So wherever equator goes, we find those rainforests. So here you have Amazonka basin, here Congo basin, etc. Here near our Andaman, Java, Sumatra, Indonesia, all this region, we have very heavy rainfall and this dense equatorial rainforest. Then guys, whenever you are studying any subject in UPSC guys, you need to be extremely inquisitive. Okay, you need to ask yourself, okay, you need to be extremely inquisitive that a very, very small question, ask always why question, why this is like that, observe very small things. Even I told you in one of my lecture, if you want to pass UPSC exam, it's a lifestyle. You just have to observe things around you, continuously update your knowledge, ask question, be informed about the things. So whenever most of the students study this topic and they don't ask question, a very important question, there is one problem on this chart, or there is one thing on this chart that you should notice, is that if there should be equatorial evergreen rainforest everywhere on earth where there is equator, then why there are no rainforest in this region? Okay, there is a hot water body, there are southwest trade wind, okay, northeast trade winds. So all these trade winds, and on equator there will be very heavy rainfall and there should be very dense forest. Then why there are no rainforest? And in geography you will find there are savanna grasslands. So what is the reason why there are no forest, why there are these savanna grasslands? Okay, this, if you find the answer, then you will find answer, okay, to this question in the and connected answer that you will get. Okay, you will understand the part of human evolution, and with this chart of geography is connected your stone ages that we are going to study. Okay, and so guys, this is a part of on earth where there used to be extremely dense rainforest, very thick rainforest, as they are there in Amazon, Congo basin, etc. But with time guys, automatically, okay, in this region we have one plate tectonic activity that appeared, and this African plate is breaking apart from Kenya, Somalia plate, Nubian plate what we call. And what is getting formed is a East African Rift Valley system. African continent is breaking apart, it is still breaking, and it is breaking today, and it is breaking now as we speak. And this East African Rift Valley, it is the Rift Valley through which Nile River flows, and it goes and meets the Mediterranean. Now this East African Rift Valley guys, where earth is splitting, whenever you have rift valleys on earth, when earth splits apart, then on a side of that rift valley there are volcanic eruptions, and you have mountain chain that gets created along the rift valley. And that's what happened here, and is happening still, that as African plate is breaking apart, there was creation of this East African Rift Valley and a mountain chain, what we call Kenyan highlands, and because of that, guys, okay, most of the wind that was coming from the ocean got blocked on this side of the continent, on the coastal side, and inside the African continent, rain fall got reduced. Eventually, as Kenyan highlands grown up totally, okay, these mountains blocked the rainfall, okay, on the other side, created rain shadow zone, and this region from thick equatorial evergreen rainforest turned into a savanna grassland. First it would turn into deciduous forest, then it turned into a eventually slowly dotted savanna and into a proper savanna. Now this process, may guys, okay, when this process was happening, East African Rift Valley got created, these thick rainforest here got eventually destroyed. So something that is happening in Maharashtra, because of Western Ghats, they block all the rainfall on Konkan side. Konkan side we have very thick evergreen rainforest, dense rainforest, but as we go inside the Konkan rainforest, okay, on the other side, okay, Marathwada side, interior of Maharashtra, there is a rain shadow zone. Okay, there are savanna grasslands. This is exactly what happened here also, okay, in the this chart that I am explaining you. And so as this happened, guys, okay, here lies the story of a human evolution, because as this rainforest turned into savanna grassland for crores of years, in those lakhs and crores of years, okay, then chimpanzees were on the trees and lived there, okay, automatically started to adapt to the grassland ecosystem. And as they started to adapt to the grassland ecosystem, okay, genetic or biological changes triggered, which turned into led to genetic changes. And as the genetic changes triggered, okay, in evolution, there appeared first time, okay, human species. And this process happened only in this region. Other regions, though chimpanzees were there, these chimpanzees lived on the trees, they did not climb down. There were rainforests, they don't have to change and adapt to the environment. And as Darwin explained, okay, people or species adapt to the environmental changes, and as they adapt to environmental changes, okay, automatically evolution it leads to a lot of evolutionary changes, and these evolutionary changes eventually turn into genetical changes, and we have the appearance of new species through this environmental adaptation. And this is what happened in this region. Chimpanzees started to adopt, okay, to the grassland ecosystem. So automatically, as they tried to adopt, okay, the new species started to appear, and this process happened here only, and that's why most oldest skeleton 30 lakh years back, 35 lakh years back, where this process started, we find only in this region on earth and nowhere else. 1 lakh साल पुराना, 2 lakh साल पुराना, 50,000 साल पुराना skeleton you will find any at any place on earth, in any cave, but 30 lakh, 20 lakh, 25 lakh year old skeletons, 15 lakh year old skeletons we only find in this region of Kenya, Somalia, because this is where this evolution started. That's why it is called cradle of human civilization, where humans took birth, and later on everyone migrated from Africa with the time. And that's how when humans first time appeared on this planet, okay, biological changes in chimpanzees started, and new species of humans started to appear, what we call the oldest skeleton that we have found in this region. The species that was 60-70% like chimpanzee, but 20-30% different from chimpanzee, 20-30% like humans, what we call Australopithecus afarensis. And the scientist who discovered that skeleton, okay, his daughter's name was Lucy, so he named that skeleton Lucy, okay, the great grandmother of all of us. And this Lucy skeleton, guys, there is even one movie about evolution in Hollywood by the name Lucy of Sandra Bullock. So you can watch that movie, but it's of no technical use as such, but for entertainment you can watch that movie. So that movie ka name Lucy came from the skeleton, the oldest skeleton mankind have found, which resembles chimpanzee 60-70% but different from chimpanzee 20-30%. That means appearance of new species. And this is where it started, the appearance of new species on planet. To mark that time period, okay, we created an age, what you call, okay, old stone age or a Paleolithic period. Okay, and in geography we call it Pleistocene period. Okay, and so this Paleolithic or Pleistocene is the period that is separated or marked separately to mark the evolution of human beings. Now this Paleolithic is again classified into three: lower, middle, upper. Why this classification? I will explain you on the next chart, and what happened in evolution and why these changes have been periods have been marked, that I will discuss with you as we go ahead. So basically, okay, this chart is I wanted to explain. It is very important chart and I wanted to explain to you. So now we'll discuss technically these three phases of evolution. So guys, now we will discuss these phases in detail. So I will give you this overview. So phases of Stone Ages may Paleolithic, also known as Pleistocene, which is divided into lower, middle and upper Paleolithic. Now why it is divided so, that logic also I will explain to you in short. And then this period guys, and then we have Mesolithic, then we have the Neolithic. Now what changes happen during this time period, that I will explain. So Paleolithic is a time period when human evolution started. First time I told you human species appeared. Okay, so this first changes that happen in humans, okay, which were quite obvious. There was a grassland ecosystem. Okay, animals couldn't adopt, chimpanzees couldn't live on the trees. They had to walk on the open grasslands. So as they have to walk, automatically tail was not required. So tail started to disappear. It became vestigial organ. Then as they were walking on the grassland, they have to stand and look for predators. Okay, to look for the prey and predator. Automatically their backbone started to become straight. Okay, then they started to eat those roots of the plants, to dig them for the roots. So automatically, okay, their thumb become flexible. They started to use stones, and eventually as we are adopting, these changes were happening. But the most important change, okay, that happened was guys, loss of body hairs. Okay, because major difference between chimpanzee and human beings, most visible difference is this loss of body hairs. Okay, otherwise chimpanzee and humans DNA guys is 99.3%, it's same. Okay, so why this loss of body hair guys is very important change, evolutionary change, because when animals have very thick hairs guys, most of the animals have very thick body hairs, or they have very thick skin like elephant, rhino, hippo, etc. Okay, or because of these hairy skins guys, automatically, okay, their body remains protected from outside cold, etc. But because now they have the thick body hairs, these animals guys can't walk in open sun for long. If they walk in a sunlight, their body temperature increases, and because they have very thick body hairs, their body temperature does not get reduced. Their body temperature does not get regulated by the skin, and that is one of the strategic disadvantages. That's why most of these animals have to breathe air through the mouth to cool their body. And that's why most of the animals, lion, tiger, etc. guys, while hunting, they hunt in a sprint. Okay, they will hide and will attack. And now in that sprint moment, okay, it's up to the tiger and lion to catch the prey before their body temperature rises beyond limit, okay, or for the prey to keep running, okay, till, okay, this predator gets exhausted. His body temperature or heat increases. And that's why guys, these animals, no animal can run a marathon. Okay, humans, when they were chimpanzees, had the same issue, thick body hairs. Okay, which was needed in dense forest. There will be a lot of colder climate outside, and so thick body hairs is needed, thick skin is needed. But now, okay, when we are adapting to savanna grasslands, we are walking in an open field, there were hardly any trees, okay, to be in a shadow. Then automatically these animals guys, if they walk in open field with thick body hairs, their body temperature will increase, okay, and automatically they had to look for the shadow. And that's why they can't roam around in open plains for long. And so evolution triggered, okay, in a manner to adapt to the grassland ecosystem, that the body hair we started to lose the body hairs. As we started to lose body hairs guys, automatically guys, humans are the only species today who can run marathon. Okay, we can keep running non-stop because and we don't have to breathe air through the mouth to cool the body. Our body cools through the skin, and because our body cools through the skin, okay, because of that, okay, our body temperature gets regulated by the skin, and that's why we don't have to use mouth to cool the body. And so now with this evolutionary advantage, we could roam the open fields for long. But usse bhi bigger advantage was guys, automatically, okay, when we started to use mouth initially to cool the body, now it wasn't needed. So if you see most of the animals like dog, when in summer season, guys, its body temperature, body temperature increases a lot, and dog then to adopt, okay, will have to, or all animals have to breathe air all the time through their mouth. And you will see most of the animals always breathing air through the mouth to cool the internal body. But now humans don't have to, and so we started to produce complex sounds, and as we started to produce complex sounds, okay, we automatically started to it eventually over the lakhs and lakhs of years turned into evolution of complex language. And that's why, guys, only humans could speak, no other animal can speak. And not only that, okay, that's why, because only we could speak, we could communicate complex thoughts, we could discuss this lecture of history, we could write constitution, same way we could write, okay, religious books, okay. And that's why, guys, there won't be Bible, Quran or Gita or any Vedic literature without language. And because humans only have language, humans could write these books, okay. But while in animal world there is no language, then there won't be any thoughts, no complex ideas, and there won't be then even what do you call, any religious or any other kind of literature. They won't be debating UPSC in the class, and they won't be having the God, concept of God in animals. Now coming back to the historical topic, okay, this, guys, so the way our body was changing, so lower Paleolithic is a time period where we were changing physiologically, biologically. 60-70% we were like chimpanzee, but 20-30% we were like humans. And so this was the time period what we call lower Paleolithic, Pleistocene. Now it is from around 25 lakh years are not clearly defined, okay, but around 30 lakh years to around 2 lakh years back, this is called lower Paleolithic, where we were adopting to the external to adapt to the external environments, and we are now separating from the chimpanzees slowly. Backbone becoming straight, tail became vestigial organ, body hairs were lost, we were developing complex language, and by 2 lakh years we had developed complex language, okay. So these changes that were happening, thumb was becoming flexible, so Homo species started to appear, Homo erectus, which are the straight backbone, etc. So these changes when happen, okay, were happening, this time period is marked as lower Paleolithic, known as early humans time period, okay. Then, guys, so what is difference between lower and middle Paleolithic? So middle Paleolithic is around 2 lakh to 50,000 BC. Now this period, guys, middle Paleolithic is when this physiological evolution was complete, and now we were not 70-80% like chimpanzees, but 70-80% like humans, 10-20% like chimpanzees, okay. More we are now humans, okay. And this period, when this humans were started to resemble more like hominids than the chimpanzees, then that is we were physiologically modern, okay. And that time period where we have the modern humans, Homo sapiens appeared, that we consider as a middle Paleolithic. So what is different between lower and middle Paleolithic? Lower Paleolithic, okay, early humans, physiologically, biologically they were looking like chimpanzee. When we have humans, we are, okay, physically looking more like humans, less like chimpanzee, modern humans appeared, we call it middle Paleolithic, okay. But then, guys, middle Paleolithic and upper Paleolithic, where there is a difference between 2 lakh to 50,000 BC and 50,000 to 10,000 BC, when we call upper Paleolithic. Now we are physically modern human beings, but, guys, though we were physically modern, intellectually we were still like chimpanzees. We were doing same hunting, food gathering, reproduction, hunger, thirst, sex, satisfaction. Nothing that will make us uniquely humans. So we are just a different form of chimpanzees, bit what do you call, looking different, but all our cognitive tasks we were doing, we were like chimpanzee. When we started to do those things that are uniquely human, that is not only physical modernity but intellectual modernity, appearance of creativity, etc., or appearance of modern language, etc., we started to control fire, use fire, etc., leave the cave paintings behind, etc., okay. That time period, or use advanced stone tools, started to polish stone tools, okay, create proper stone tools. That time period is considered as upper Paleolithic. So upper Paleolithic and middle Paleolithic, guys, what is the difference here? That in lower and middle Paleolithic, we were behaviorally primitive, but in upper Paleolithic we have behavioral modernity, appearance of creativity, and which we have in the form of cave paintings. So you will not see any chimpanzee playing with the fire, controlling fire, or making cave paintings. When humans started to do that, that shows, okay, intellectual modernity, cognitive modernity. And when humans become intellectually modern, okay, that time period is considered Upper Paleolithic. When we become physically modern in looks, that is Middle Paleolithic. Lower Paleolithic, we were like chimpanzee, but little bit different. Where we are physically more totally different from chimpanzee, Middle Paleolithic. When we are intellectually different, Upper Paleolithic. And its expression we see in the form of cave paintings. So guys, the oldest cave painting that we have found, around 50,000, 60,000 year old paintings, which were very easy. We knew how to control fire. We have learned that animals, how to produce fire, and by fire, when we can easily kill animals, and those animals who got burned in fire, they are easily digested. That gives us more nutrient supply to our brain body. And so we started to set forest on fire and eat those animals. And that, guys, when we control fire, started to produce fire, automatically, okay, then there was a coal left behind. So our ancestors used to chew the coal, okay, and they will keep their hand, palm on some cave walls where they are living, and they used to spit on the hand. And whatever markings were left behind, the hand impression, okay, this was, they were trying to leave behind, okay, their some symbol, or leave behind their existence ka koi mark in the form of those expressions. And that's what, guys, okay, these are the oldest cave paintings, these hand impressions that we found in one of the Indonesia or Europe in one cave. Okay, and same way, so Upper Paleolithic cave paintings where these paintings appeared, and we see this expression of modern creativity. Even in Madhya Pradesh, our Bhimbetka, we have those paintings. Bhimbetka ke paintings are around 10,000 BC, more on Mesolithic Neolithic time period ke, less on Upper Paleolithic time period, but oldest painting we get around 50-60,000 years ke. So when we find this painting, this is the appearance of creativity in humans. We mark it as a Upper Paleolithic time period. Okay. So guys, before we keep on discussing this point, okay, let me tell you guys, I teach, okay, history for the prelims and mains kabi, and essay and ethics part for the mains paper. So in my history lectures, guys, I discuss ancient, medieval, modern history, world history, art, architecture, and post-independent India. And essay ethics, guys, courses also I teach for the mains. And guys, on my app, I have already started or launched essay and ethics courses. Okay, I will soon be launching history KB courses on my app. So do enroll on Darshanik IAS app. Link is given below in the description, and check out those courses. And those will be one-stop solution for all your UPSC needs, state civil services needs. And that's how you need to study history, guys. Okay, don't mug up the facts. UPSC now expect a lot of conceptual understanding of the subjects, analytical understanding of the subject. Okay, so what is the difference between lower, middle, and upper Paleolithic? You need to understand well. And there are many such interesting concepts in history that I will make it simple for you. Okay, so stay tuned to my YouTube lectures. Check out my other lectures on history also. Lectures on inscriptions, lecture on KALIDASA composition, many more I will be uploading. So these difficult parts, guys, Sangam literature, etc., that I will be discussing with you. I will be telling a lot of stories to make this part very much interesting, and I will be explaining all this even conceptually with the help of science, metallurgy, biology, evolution, etc. So you will understand history in a much better way. Okay, so coming back to the topic, so for lower Paleolithic, early humans, middle Paleolithic, modern humans, upper Paleolithic, okay, mentally modern, intellectually modern human beings. Now till this time period, guys, okay, we still are in a Pleistocene time period or Paleolithic age. Ice age was going on Earth, but guys, okay, every 33,000 years back after, ice ages come and go. Okay, so ice ages mein there is one concept in geography, Milankovitch oscillation. You should study those Milankovitch oscillations. This Milankovitch oscillation ka topic, guys, it explains, okay, how these three oscillations work together to bring ice age on Earth every 33,000 years. Last ice age we are coming out of around 10,000 BC, it got receded. So it's almost 12,000 years we came out of the last ice age. After 20 to 23,000 years we will again enter into a ice age. So when ice age was receding, guys, okay, in Paleolithic time period, lower, middle, etc., okay, there was ice age over the Earth. Because of ice ages, guys, okay, ocean waters today what we have, they were lower, almost 100-150 meter in depth. Because ocean waters were so low, Okay, lot of human land guys were connected. Just say India Sri Lanka ke beach there is a bridge. Okay, there are many such bridges across earth. And when guys humans were living in Africa, automatically as population in Africa increased, okay, and if you are dependent, you are not doing agriculture yet, your livelihood is dependent on forest. So if your livelihood is dependent on the forest, automatically, okay, forest, small area or small area of vegetation can't support a lot of people. And also guys, hunting maybe, okay, initially they used to hunt bigger animals, but once you hunt bigger animals like horse, buffalo, etc., you can eat that for 10-20 days, because outside climate, because of ice age, was below 0 degree or close to 0 or below 0 in minus 10, minus 20. Then you can hunt a horse and you can eat that horse for next 10-20 days. But now, as ice age was receding, warmer climates were coming. Okay, you can't eat kill a horse and eat it even next day. It will get rotten. There will be food poisoning. So automatically, guys, okay, as ice age receded and as we moved into Mesolithic age, Neolithic age, our ancestors stopped hunting bigger animals and they started to hunt the smaller animals. Okay, because of this issue, because now there is smaller animal, you can hunt easily, eat for that day, next day new animal. And that's why guys, you will see, okay, in stone tools of Paleolithic time period, they were very big stone tools. But by upper Neolithic time period, when you say Mesolithic stone tools, they are called microliths. They become small. And by Neolithic time period, stone tools become very sharpened one. This is because now we are hunting smaller animal. That's why they started to use microliths in Mesolithic time period. So remember, Mesolithic and microlith use of small stone tools. Neolithic may they become more polished ones. And even in cave paintings, guys, you will observe that if you are from Bhopal or if you go to Bhopal, then visit Bhimpetka. In Bhimpetka, there are some paintings early time period ke, where you will see the people hunting bigger animals. And in cave paintings which are of later period, okay, 2000 year back to 3000 year back, okay, you will see they are hunting smaller animals. Okay, this was in response to the receding of the ice age. But guys, see, you have to go to jungle, risk your life daily, hunt a smaller animal. It's always better to hunt one bigger animal, go in a group, hunt one bigger animal and eat it for next 10-20 days. So it's better, our ancestors realized it's better to fight and live in a harsher, colder climate than live in tropical climate and do hunting every day. And automatically then they started to migrate to higher latitudes, colder regions. Okay, and that's how migration started to the colder region. And our ancestor around 2 lakh 3 lakh years back, okay, as warmer climates were approaching, left for multiple factors, left Africa ka wo Kenya Somalia ka region. And that's why I told you 3 lakh 5 lakh 10 lakh 20 lakh years old skeleton we only find in Africa. Okay, but 52 lakh around 2 lakhs years ke around ke skeleton we can find anywhere on earth. So in India we found Narmada man ka skeleton which is around 2 lakh year old. In Narmada we found one skull which is around 2 lakh year old of we call it Narmada man. So these skeletons we find, okay, across earth in different regions. And so these our ancestor guys migrated to Europe, they migrated to Russia, from Russia through Alaska. There was a land bridge, they went to North America. North America was connected with South America, they went to South America. They reached India, and when they reached India, these old people, the people who came to India, the first, these Adivasis, Bhilgund, the people of Bhimbetka, they were the original inhabitants. That what we call Adivasis. Then migrated Harappa ke people around 10-20,000 years, around 10,000 years around, and then migrated the Aryan people from Central Asia around 5,000 or 2000 BC around. So those who came from Africa first were these Adivasis, जो झारखंड, रांची से लेके महाराष्ट्र वगैरह, most of those forest dwellers who are still what we call Adivasis, Bhil, Gond, and there are many tribes. They were the original inhabitants. These people guys even migrated to Sri Lanka, they migrated to Bangladesh, Myanmar se leke, and from Myanmar to Andaman guys there is a underwater sea bridge. It's like India, Sri Lanka, there is a sea bridge, okay, underwater mountain chain. Because of ice age, water level, when ice age receded, water level increased by 100-200 meters. Okay, but before Ice Age, I told you water levels were down by 100-200 meters. Automatically, these all land was connected with each other, and most of these lands, guys, okay, through the using those land bridges, our ancestors traveled up to Andaman, Nicobar, Indonesia, Sumatra, all the way to the Australia and New Zealand. So our ancestors occupied entire Earth. And as Ice Age receded completely, water level increased, okay, we got disconnected from all these people lived separately, got disconnected. And so we had no idea there is America as a continent. No religious book mentions about America, okay, as a continent. Only when this Columbus, when we went to America, he discovered America, we came to know this America as a continent exists and there are people. So these people in America who migrated then, same way Australia se leke at different locations, these people migrated, live separately, evolved separately. Okay, and so this time period is very crucial when Ice Age receded. Now when Ice Age receded, okay, and ended, the new period that we mark around 10,000 BC, we call it Mesolithic. Now this Mesolithic period, guys, okay, which is defined by term microlith, and this was the period when we learned domestication of plants and animals for the first time. When we learned this domestication of plants and animals, then next period, guys, we learned and started to now do the agriculture. Okay, and when we first started to do agriculture, and to do agriculture you have to settle at one location, and when we settle at one location, that period we called Neolithic time period. Okay, when we become settled agriculturalists. Now why it is revolution, guys? Because for lakhs and lakhs of years we were just nomadic hunter and food gatherers, but now suddenly we become pastoralist, settled agriculturalist, and as we settled in a small agriculture villages, which grown into bigger agriculture villages, which further grown into bigger cities, and which eventually culminated into bigger civilizations. Now that time, guys, we haven't had any astra or some high-end weapons and so on. Okay, the way they are in religious mythologies. All we have are stick, stones and bones, and with stick, stone and bones, guys, you can't till the land. Okay, you can't cut the trees of banyan, babul, etc. Okay, so automatically, guys, you need a land that can be easily tilled. You can dig the land, we can plant the trees, we can irrigate that easily, and such a land you only find tillable soil, easily tillable soil with the rocks, hands, bones, etc. along the river beds. And if you want to do agriculture, you need to feed water to the plants. So obviously you need to do agriculture close to the river bed. And automatically, guys, our ancestors settled in those river beds, and first civilization, that's why that were appeared, they were all along the rivers. So along Sapta Sindhu, Harappa, along Nile, Egyptian civilization, along Euphrates and Tigris, Mesopotamia, and along Yellow and Yangtze River, Chinese civilization. And so thousands, lakhs and lakhs of years, our ancestors were nomadic hunter food gatherers. And when Neolithic revolution time period started, we become settled agriculturalists. In 1,500,000 years, we created the civilizations. Okay. Now when we created civilization, guys, okay, these phases we even find in Harappa. Harappa mein we also find 4 phases. First is Mehrgarh phase, where there are smaller villages. Then we have Ghaggar, Hakra, Ravi phase, where we have bigger villages. Then we have the Kalibangan phase, we have where bigger cities, civilization, Harappan civilization, and Lothal stage, which was declining stage. So this we generally came across even in Harappan phase. So we'll study that separately when we'll discuss Harappa. Now, guys, once we become settled agriculturalist, automatically, okay, this need is the mother of innovation, and so till now, okay, our ancestors had know how to speak language, but till now they had no need to write a language. But guys, now we have become settled agriculturalists. We need to keep the records. We need to store agriculture food somewhere. Automatically in cities, we created citadels to store agriculture crop. We find citadels in Harappan cities. So when we created those citadels to store the crop, okay, who stored how much of crop? Then automatically we need to keep records, and to keep a record we develop writing script, and all those writing script that we develop initially, they were all pictographical in nature, like Harappa ka pictographical script, because they just have to store numbers, x, okay, xi, like that. Later on we develop the writing script. Okay, first we develop numbering writing script, then we'll develop the numerals, letters. Okay, but this need to develop writing script, okay, this writing script was needed for those people who become settled agriculturalists. Those who are living in jungles, guys, haven't developed agriculture, they have no need to develop the writing script, and that's why today most of the tribal people who are still living in jungle, they have the spoken tribal language but no writing script. Okay, and so first came numbering system, then came the proper writing script. Now so they develop numbering system, they develop the written language, and automatically lot of thoughts where they started to write and pass on, and that's how we came later on. It developed into Vedic literature and everything. So everything started with this language. Then obviously as you are doing agriculture, you need to store agriculture surplus. Okay, then automatically our ancestors developed pottery. So we have the different potteries. So they started to experiment with the pottery. So more advanced pottery is, more durable pottery is, it's the advanced culture. So we have Harappa ka black and red ware pottery, then Vedic ka painted grey ware pottery, Mahajanpada ka northern black polished ware pottery. So this advancement in pottery happened. Then we realized, guys, as we are doing living in at same location, we were started to cook the food at the same location. Then when we are in our homes, when we are having cooking the food, we are setting a fire at one location. Our ancestor realized that there is something in sand which gets separated when we heat it, and that's how they invented metallurgy. And the most easily metal that you can remove from the rocks is a copper, because copper melts at very lower temperature, and that's why we harvested copper first. Okay, and Neolithic then we have start of new age known as Copper Age. Then we realize after copper we mixed in with it, it becomes bronze, and we have the Bronze Ages. But guys, so initially we harvested or removed only those metals which can we melt easily. But to melt iron, guys, we need lots of temperature, 1000 degrees to be produced in furnaces. We couldn't produce that much of temperature in furnaces. Okay, around 1000 BC tak. And that's why Iron Age came very late. Harappan people had no idea about iron. They knew copper, bronze, tin, gold, silver, many other metals, but Harappan people had absolutely no idea about iron. Okay, so these things, guys, these conceptual things you need to understand very well, and if you understand all these things, then history becomes very easy. And all this conceptual thing I will tell you in my lectures, so do enroll for those history lectures, and also check out my AC ethics lectures on my app and on my YouTube channel. So many such interesting things about Neolithic period also I will discuss with you on the app classes. This is the basic overview I wanted to give you of this time periods: Old Stone Age, Middle Stone Age, and New Stone Age. And so this Neolithic period, guys, where agriculture subsistence started. Okay, this Neolithic period, and Mesolithic I told you interglacial period. Okay, so Mesolithic started with interglacial period, and Neolithic started with agriculture subsistence. Now this agriculture subsistence that started in Neolithic, guys, I told you with agriculture, when we become settled agriculturalists, so many changes happen. Okay, in farming practices, in metallurgy, in a pottery. Then automatically now people are living in bigger cities. We need to develop administration, we need to develop policing or military, etc., administration, trade, and all those things got evolved, and human society become extremely complex. And that's why Neolithic time period is also called Neolithic Revolution. All these changes happen because of agriculture, and that's why it is called first revolution of mankind. Okay, so that's all for now, guys, and thanks for listening. And more details about Neolithic time period, the changes in stone tools, pottery, etc., that I will discuss in my app classes. So thanks for listening, stay tuned. Okay, and do check out my other lecture on Darshanik IAS by Kadam sir. Also join me on UPSC Ethics 4 to download these notes, and also download my app Darshanik by Kadam sir. Link is given below in the description. Check out my courses there. They will be of great use to you, and they will be one-stop solution for all your needs. So thanks for listening, guys, and stay tuned.